Electric baby when I turn it on.
Okay, we are here. We are live. I'm so excited that you're here with me this evening for Be a Leader of Leaders, Part 2. The perfect team. Oh, the things I dream about at night. The perfect team. I love, love, love that you're here. So first things first. Blue Angels, I say this every single time because I think it's so important. So the Blue Angels, every day when they get together, right, and they have their morning meetings and they see each other, the first thing they do is they turn to the right, they turn to the left, and they say, so glad you're here. And that's how I feel about you today. I'm so glad that you're here, that you want to be a better leader, that you want to learn about the perfect team, that you want to have an amazing team. So thank you. And here's, I'm going to put this challenge out here because I love this. Would you do me a favor? And tomorrow morning, or how about even tonight? How about tonight that if you go to bed and you have a spouse or a partner or kids or whatever it is, or your dogs, I don't care, not picky, right? Is that you turn to them and you say, so glad that you're here. So glad that you're here. That don't ever take that for granted. When amazing people are in your life, remember to tell them, so glad that you're here and thank you. So that's you tonight, you, me, super excited, can't wait. So a couple things I want you to think about. You're gonna have an opportunity to ask me questions at the end. I'm gonna go fast, I'm gonna go furious, I'm gonna unload all my energy, all my passion about this topic. And then at the end, I'm gonna give you a chance to ask me anything that you like. I'm an open book, not many secrets, not shy, don't care, let's go. All right? So Q&A at the very end, be thinking as I'm talking and sharing everything, write down anything you want to do and get ready to ask me. So let's just do really quick a 2-second intro, just in case you don't know who I am. Rhonda Conger, nice to meet you, by the way. Here's the deal. So by day, I am the incredibly lucky person to be the vice president of the #1 home builder in Idaho, CBH Homes, with the most delicious crew this side of the border. Very, 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 very blessed, just for the record. I also am an author and a speaker. So I've written Better Human. It's a full-time job because, brother, I'm a full-time job. Better Thinking, Think Better, Be Better, just in case you've seen any of those. I'm a wife. I have an incredibly hot husband of 25 years. Thank the stars, the moons, and the heavens for him. I have 2 amazing sons. So I'm a mother as well. And I love it all. And I have to tell you, I consider every one of those things part of my team. And I'm going to talk about that a little bit. So don't be confused by what I'm talking about tonight. When you think that I'm just talking about a company and a team, I'm talking about your whole life. You are on a team any way you shake it. And I'm going to kind of walk through that for you, right? So whether that's at work, whether that's out in the public, I'm going to go through everything for you, right? Your family, your husband, your kids, you're a team. And I love teams. And I love teams that win. So here's the deal. You know, I named this the perfect team. And I thought, and here's why. I'm going to kind of tell you why I wanted to talk about the perfect team. Everyone's like, that's crazy. Who has a perfect team? Is that even possible, right? Is that even possible? I'm telling you right now, this is how interesting that I think this is. And I want you to literally, no pun intended, but I want you to Google this later. So do you realize that Google is on a mission to find the perfect team? That's why I called this the perfect team. They spent millions to try to figure out the perfect teams so that they would have, of course, one of the most amazing, top-notch, forward-thinking, the culture, everything. But they wanted to figure out, what is it? What does it look like? What do you have to be? What's the chemistry, right? What's the culture? What kind of people does it take? What kind of attitudes? What kind of actions, right? In order to have the success that Google's looking for. So I had to call it perfect team because I agree with them a little bit. I'm a little bit on a mission to find that myself in life, in all areas of my life, whether that's at work, whether that's at home, whether that's with my book company, whatever it is, whether I'm at Starbucks. I'll tell you about that here in a second too, right? I'm looking for, and I'm on the mission for, a perfect team. But of course, then I decided I better change this up. Because if you know me, I'm on the hunt for better, right? So truly, I should have named this, I'm on the hunt for the better team. Because I am. I want that team that always wants to be better. I want that team that is pushing and growing and wants more and wants to be challenged and, you know, wants to be excited. So perfect team, better team, whatever you're looking for, right? I'm with you. And I think that you obviously are too, because you're here tonight with me. So I'm excited. Let's talk about the definition of team. I went to Google, I had to put that in there and said, okay, if I type in team, and I do that with everything, by the way, right? I look everything, I research everything to see, okay, what does it really mean? What am I on the hunt for? What am I looking for? And this is what it said. A team is someone that comes together as a team to achieve a common goal. So a group of people, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 20, 500, 600, it doesn't matter what it is, that you come together, and I think that's the first thing. If you're going to have a better team, if you're going to have a perfect team, one, you've got to come together, not begrudgingly, right? Not you don't drag them, you don't force them, you don't make them. You find people in your life that want to come together as a team, right, and achieve a common goal, whatever that goal is, right? And I love this because, so I recently had the pleasure of seeing Tony Robbins live in Unleash the Power Within. So just for the record, if you haven't done that one, highly recommend it. Super fun, walked on fire, had the most amazing time, love, 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 drink his Kool-Aid, he gets it. And he told the most amazing story, okay? And so whose team are you on? Well, let me tell you, all day long, you're on teams, okay? All day long. Tony gave this example, and I'm going to share it with you. So he gave the example that he pulls up to this restaurant in San Diego. And so the valet's out front, because, you know, it's San Diego. They're fancy like that. I get it. Boise, Idaho, it's a stretch. So you pull up to the valet, okay? And he says, immediately, the guy running the valet is on my team. Is on my team. I want him to give me the best parking spot. I want him to take the best care of my car. I want him to return it the fastest, right? So immediately that guy's on my team. Okay, so then I walk into the restaurant. Tony walks into the restaurant, and here's the deal. So then there's the hostess, and immediately the hostess has now joined his team. He wants to make sure that she puts him in the best seat, right? Maybe by a window, right? Whatever it is, by the water. You're in San Diego, for God's sakes. Use your imagination. Right? So that all of a sudden that person's on your team. And all of a sudden the busboy comes by to fill up your water, right? And give you bread. Well, you want him to give you the hottest, freshest, piping, the creamiest butter, whatever it is, right? Your drinks are full, and you want him to be on your team. You want him to be excited about your team. And then you go from there. So if you think about it, you're surrounded by teams all day. When you wake up in the morning, let's just say you're married, you have kids, whatever, you're a team. How you're interacting with each other, how your attitude towards each other, your actions towards each other, that's a team environment. So I don't want you to be confused and think that I'm just talking about a business. I'm just talking about a company. I'm talking about life. Every day, everyone and anyone. When you go to Starbucks and you order your, you know, I'm going to order right now, I'm really into, I'm not going to lie, into my creme brulee, almond milk lattes, whipped cream, get all crazy like that. So that's a pretty big order. I need them to be, you know, on their A game. I need them to be ready and excited to get that out to me and to help me. And so I always look at it is that how you treat people throughout your day, throughout your life, because they're all on your team. And they're either for you or they're against you. It was funny, last weekend, I was in a snow-filled, fun little city of, I can't decide if I was in Iowa or Minneapolis, hard to say. Anyways, so snow, we hit snow. It was brutal. It literally grounded all the planes. And so immediately the Delta line for the poor gate agent is so incredibly long. And I had to tell you, I just sat there in fascination with all these people who were angry and upset because they had to move their flights, they had to do all these things. And all these people kept coming up to the gate agent, and they were like ripping into her, right? God damn, give me a flight. I want out of here. What are you guys? I mean, they're mad. This poor gal, I looked at her, and I said, you know, this is what I thought to myself. If I had to walk up to her, and I didn't, thank goodness, but if I had to walk up to her and do what I did, I would first go to the mindset, she's on my team. She's on my side. Her goal is the same as mine. She needs to get me out of this airport on a plane and home. Right? Everyone agree? So I would have walked up to her and said, all right, I need you to stretch out for this. I need you to get loose because you and I are on the same team and we're looking for the same thing. You need to get me on a plane, I need to get a plane, and I need to get the heck out of here. And we need to do it fast. We need to be happy about it. We're not going to yell at each other. We're not going to curse at each other, right? You're not going to put me on a crappy plane to like Dubuque, Iowa, you know what I mean, right? Like we're going to do this together. We're on a team and it's going to be great. But I see people all through life who think that no, that they're not on my team. That you know, it's their job to serve me. It's their job. I don't have to treat anybody, you know, well or kind or all of that. And I want you to completely think different of it. I firmly believe that Tony Robbins got it right when he spoke that day. It blew my mind, right? That he's absolutely right, that you have all these opportunities to interact with people and get them on your team to help your cause and move you forward. So make sure that you look at all the different teams. So tonight and tomorrow, when you're out and about, I want you to think completely different about all the people that you interact with, and think about that they're part of your team. How are you going to treat them? How are you going to motivate them? How are you going to inspire them? Because that's what a leader does. Because here's the rule. You got to know, and I talked about this in my first segment. So part one of Be a Leader of Leaders webinars is called You Are the Compass. You are. So as a leader, you have to understand that you go first. You go first. Your attitude, your actions, and your results. Everyone's watching. Your team is watching. Your family is watching. Anyone that's serving you or helping you, they're watching you. They're trying to decide if you're worth following. That's what they're trying to decide. Should I follow this person? Are they good? Are they respectful? Are they kind? Do they love me? Do they care about me? Are they going to help me? Are they worth following? So be clear on your hunt for the perfect team, for the better team. The most important question you'll ask yourself every single day, and maybe even in the moment when a challenge coming at you, and maybe you're having an incredibly bad day, right? And maybe you're that gate agent, maybe, right? That you're going to say to yourself, am I worth following? Am I worth following? Is my attitude worth picking up, right? Are my actions what other people would want to do and have, right? And aspire to in their life. So first things first, you go first. And are you worth following? So the second thing I would tell you is, okay, so we've talked about a team. What does it mean? You're surrounded every day in life with teams, by the way, every day, okay? So here's the deal. The most important part of your team is pure elevation. And what I mean by that is that the people in your life elevate you. They excite you. So the people that you're choosing to be around you and to be on your team, because remember, if you're the leader, you're choosing. 9 out of 10 times you're choosing. Even when you're not choosing, you still have to be a leader and you have to figure out how to inspire, right? Motivate, change, push, all those things. If you've chosen your team, you've got to remember, you want peers, you want people that elevate, right? That are going in the same direction, that have big dreams and big goals and want to grow and want to be pushed and are excited and want to try new things. So pure elevation is my thing. So I always say, do an audit. Do an audit. Stay with me 1 second. Do an audit and ask yourself, how's your team? How's your team? Is it good news, right? Are you excited about them? Do you love them? Do you inspire them? Right? Do they inspire you? So I would just do a quick audit. And if they don't, then you have to go first and you have to figure out why. Are your attitude, actions, and results worth following? Right? Are you clear? Are you concise? And we're going to kind of dive into that. So the other thing I always say, and as you can tell, I'm fairly passionate about these things. So we've talked about the peers, we talked about elevation, surrounding yourself with the right people that are going in the right direction. I always say up is the only direction I'm interested in, up and forward. Everything else is a waste of my time. Don't talk to me about yesterday. Don't talk to me about the past. It's done. I can't change it. I really don't care, to be honest with you. I'm done. I'm over it. All eyes forward. I'm going. So here's the deal. I want you, if you are in my presence, and I hope you feel the same way, I want you passionate and caffeinated. I really do. I want you like, yes, yes, I can hardly wait to do this. I'm in. The answer is yes, we can do this, right? Those are the type of people. Because here's the deal. When you have a chance, Google NFL sidelines, coaches of the NFL sidelines. Watch somebody like Pete Carroll. Yes, I'm a huge Pete Carroll fan. Huge, right? You watch the sounds of the NFL and you watch him on the sidelines. You will be motivated. You will want to be on his team. He is high-fiving. He is slapping tails. He's telling people, I love you. You can watch his mouth. He's telling his football players, I love you, man. I love you. Good job. I love you. He's hugging them. He's high-five, right? That's the kind of coach that we're looking for. He's passionate. He's caffeinated, right? We're not looking for the hatred, angry little elf out there who's running around and kicking his clipboard and ripping off his headset and yelling every, word under the sun at his players. That's not the kind of passion I'm looking for, right? I want someone that excites and inspires. So are you passionate and caffeinated yourself? Because remember, you go first, which in turn your team will be as well. I firmly, firmly, firmly believe in it. So one of my favorite things that I like to say about a team is this, is that communication equals connection. I get a lot of people who say to me, how do you have such a great relationship with your team? What's the deal? And I'll tell you, my goal with everyone on my team, everyone. I don't, my family, my, at CBH Homes, all my, readers and fans and all of that. And then you look at, if I'm at a Starbucks, or a Dutch Bros, where I am, I want to build a connection, right? So I'm gonna care. I want to communicate. I'm gonna ask you how you are. I'm gonna text you. I'm gonna call you. I'm gonna send you an email. I'm gonna meet with you. I'm gonna have coffee with you. I'm gonna stay close with you if you're on my team, because I know how important it is that I have to communicate with you on a regular basis if I want a connection, right? So if you want to have an amazing team, the first thing I'm going to ask you, and I get asked this a lot when people come to me and say, Rhonda, how do I know if I'm doing the right thing? How am I doing with my team? And I'm going to say, when's the last time you spoke to them? When's the last time you told them that they were amazing? When's the last time you told them that you loved them? I'm a lover, so I'm going to tell you, I love you. Just so you're on the same base, I'm a lover. So I'm going to ask you all those things. When's the last time that you saw them? So communication equals connection. So here's the deal. I saw this video of this basketball coach, and I'm telling you, this man has the ultimate connection. He has won the lottery. He is it. I am like this to him, and I have to show you this quick 30-second video. So stay with me here for just a second and enjoy. So do you understand? Do you understand how amazing that is? Do you understand what you just saw? So you saw a basketball coach who took the time to make a connection with every single one of his players. Did you see those handshakes? So he had to remember a specific handshake for every one of his team members. That blows my mind. Like when I saw that, I was like, I have a new mentor. I have a new hero. This guy's amazing. I love him. So tomorrow, just know that I'm going to go around my office and I'm going to do handshakes with everybody in here. Our own custom ones. I don't know. I hope I'm that talented. I'm not going to lie to you. But I would love to, right? Think about that. When I saw that, I realized that man gets it. That he built a connection. That he cared enough to spend the time with every one of his players, right? Because think about that. You don't just learn this and do this. And then I've watched since then several videos of him, several. So he does this every game. Every game before the game starts, he literally goes to every single one of them and does whatever he's going to do, right? And here's what he's saying to them, and this is what I love. He's saying, you know what? One, you matter to me. You matter to me. Number two, you're incredibly special. And you and I are going to do whatever's important to you and whatever you're good at and whatever's special for you. So you and I are going to kind of have this connection together, right? I love you. I care about you. It's huge. And when you look at a team, you look at anybody. That's all we want. We want to feel like somebody cares. We want to feel that we're loved. We want to feel that we're different and that we're special and that we mean something and that we're just not this, a number. We're not just this big thing and right? We're not just punching a clock. No, what we want to know is that someone cares about us enough to make a connection with us, right? So if you ask me, I do everything in my power to know if you're on my team. I want to know who your spouse is. I want to know how you're doing. I want to know the names of your kids. I want to know their ages. I'll probably buy them gifts, right? Because I know how important they are to you, and they need to be important to me. I want to know what you care about. I want to know if you have a side thing going on, if you like to write, if you're selling Scentsy, or if you're whatever it is, or if you want to travel. I want to help you figure out how to travel, because the minute you are on my team, your goals, your dreams, your wishes are just as important as mine. And I firmly believe that if you've joined my team to help me further my goals, I want to help you further your goals. So I kind of want you to ask yourself, do you feel that way about your team? And do you understand that when you're on the search for the perfect team, the better team, that's what it's going to look like. It's going to look like communication, constant communication, by the way, that builds a connection, right? Because if you look at, CVH, we're very blessed, but our average length of employment here is over 7 years. People come here and stay. And I firmly believe it's because we have this amazing group of people who've made a connection, who communicate on a regular basis, who love each other, and who care. So I'll have to tell you, if you ask me what some of my secrets are, that's what I tell you. My secret's love. My secret's caring. My secret's making a connection. I don't have that whole handshake thing down yet, but brother, I'm coming. Just know that. I am coming. So the other thing that I think is interesting is this. So when you look at a team and you look at anyone in your life, I do this with my sons. They're 15 and 19, and I adore them. I do this with anyone that is in my life and that I care about and I love, is that accountability equals love. So that if you hold people accountable for whatever standards or expectations that you have set, it means that you care enough to help them and to guide them and to ensure that they hit their goals, right? So if you look at that and you say, well, sometimes I feel like, people don't want to be held accountable, people resent me, or people get mad at me if I call them out and do all that. I disagree. We're a society that pays for everything, right? We've got a health coach, we've got a life coach, we could go on all the things, right? We've got a weight coach, you name it, we have it. We need all these people in our life, right? We've got time management apps. We have everything. That's all geared around accountability, because accountability equals love and equals success. So when you hold your team accountable, right, to high standards, high expectations, and you help them, right? You help them and they hit it, that equals love, because you're improving their life. So I always look at it and say, when I'm holding people accountable, when I'm asking them to do this, this, and this, and I've asked them for a high standard and I'm going to push them, it just means that I love them. Because if I didn't love them, they wouldn't be in my life. I wouldn't push them, right? And I wouldn't care if they went up or down. And I wouldn't care if they grew, right? I wouldn't care if they had a better life, a better marriage. Accountability equals love. And here's what I would tell you is that you need to be all in. I've heard someone say to me once, well, Rhonda, it's not personal, it's just business. Okay, for a lack of a better word, bullshit. That's all I have for you. It's life. We have one life. It's all personal, people. It's all personal. Yes, you can hold yourself an account in a professional manner and maybe handle it a little bit different than when you're with your spouse or your sister or whatever, maybe a little bit different. But at the same time, it's all personal. So I want people who are all in, because I want to be all in for them, and I want them to be all in for me. Because when you look at it as a leader and you have this team, you want people who are going to unload, give you everything, go for it, right? So if you're going to ask them to unload and give you everything, I hope to goodness that you're going to give them everything, that you are going to give them everything. So we have a saying around here, and it's one of my favorite ones, of course, is that love wins. When you love your team, when you love everyone that serves you and helps you throughout your day, so when you wake up tomorrow morning and you say, so glad that you're here, to your spouse and your kids or your dogs or your partner or your roommate or whatever you got going on, you pick it, I don't care. You just say, so glad that you're here, and you give some love. And then you go out and you start your day and you're going to go get your cup of coffee and you're going to say, man, I love that you all work together to make my almond milk creme brulee, add the whipped cream, whatever you're drinking today. I love that you did all of it for me. I love that you're on my team. I'll see you tomorrow morning. Right? 6 a.m., same thing, same place. Let's do this. Right? And then when you get to the office, you're going to be like, man, I'm so glad that all of you came. All of you showed up today. Have you ever thought about that? Could you imagine someone, when your team doesn't show up, it's like, bummer, right? It's like, shoot, right? So don't take it for granted. Don't take it for granted. Because you see, love wins every time. When you love first yourself, right? We always got to start here. You go first. When you love who you are and what you bring to the table, you're an unrepeatable miracle. So we need you to bring yourself to the table because we need you. There's only one of you, and I got to have all of you, just for the record. I need to have all of you. We all need you. The world needs you. So when it starts with you, right? And then you love everyone in your life that is helping you, is pushing you, is guiding you. And then you surround yourself with an amazing team, right? That's what I'm looking for. That pure elevation you're excited about, that better team, that team that's growing and pushing and that's excited. And they are fired up because you're passionate and you're caffeinated, right? Because love wins. You got to remember that. It beats fear. It beats anxiety. It makes meanness. You name it. Whatever negative emotion, I try not to use those words. They sound wretched to me. So whatever negative emotion, it's going to beat it every single time. I guarantee you. Love wins every single time. So here's what I want you to ask your team and yourself every single day. At the end of the day, are we winning? Are we losing? Right? Did we make great things happen today? Did we hold ourselves accountable? Right? And did we hit our goals and our expectation? Right? Did we do what we said we were going to do as a team? Did we come together? Did we come together? Because remember, come together as a team for a common goal. Did we come together? Did we hit our goals? Do we make things happen today? Do we make it rain? Whatever you want to call it. Or are we losing? Right? Is it because we didn't have a connection? Right? We didn't love each other. We didn't appreciate each other. We didn't work together. So every single day, at the end of the day, I kind of want you to stop for just a second as a leader and say, are we winning? Are we losing? And if we're winning, you get your ass out there and you give every one of those on your team a high five. Yeah, right? Once you get all excited and hug them and shit, right? And if you're losing, I want you to stop and say, well, I'll go first. So maybe I need to change, right? Maybe I need to change my attitude, my actions, because the results that I'm getting aren't great, but it starts with me, right? So reboot, start another day, try something new. Bring them coffee tomorrow morning, bring them Red Bulls, bring them boxes of Wheaties. I don't care. Do something different so that you ensure that you're winning as a team. Because here's the rule, one simple rule, just win the day. Win the day. Could you imagine that if you focused and every single night you asked yourself, are we winning, are we losing? And then you tweaked accordingly and you got back up the next day and then you won that day and you're like, yes, I won that day. And then you did it again and you won another day. And all of a sudden we got a week, we got a month, we got a year, and it's amazing, right? We got champagne in one hand, we got Red Bull in the other, and the crowd's going wild. Because we actually thought about it every single day. We cared about our team. We cared about our results. We were mindful of our attitudes. We were mindful as a leader of who we were bringing to the table. So simple. Win the day. That's all I have for you. Win the day. I love that you've spent this time with me. It goes so fast. I can hang out with you all night. I'm not gonna lie. I can hang out with you all night. So I'm gonna give you a little bit of time here, and I think I've got some popping up. So I'm gonna give you some Q&A time, which I love. So let me think here. So the first one is, let's see what we got here. When do you decide someone no longer belongs on your team? Oh, Dorothy. When? Okay. So I have this great quote. I think it's from Oprah. Shocking. I love this. And you know what she says? When people show you their real selves, believe them. So I have a little bit of a problem because my other nickname is Dealer in Hope. So I have this strong desire and want to help and push and inspire because all I see is greatness in people. And sometimes I get a little sidetracked and down the road with my own desire to make them great and a part of my team because I love my team so much and I know how amazing it is to be here, that I get lost in the fact that they don't want to, They're not willing to work hard enough. They're not willing to have the right attitude, the right actions. Maybe they're negative all the time. Maybe they're not hitting their goals. Maybe they're not working as hard as everyone on the team. And so I really kind of have to just do a constant communication that builds a connection and say, where are we? Are we winning? Are we losing? And I do that on a personal level with that individual person. And if the answer keeps coming back losing, and I have dove in there and I've tried to give support and love, and I've tried to inspire, and I've tried to give the right tools, and if the answer keeps coming back that I'm losing, and these people are not willing to give, change, move, then I just have to say, you know what? I release you. You weren't meant for my team. I'm sure you're going to go on and do great things, but you're not meant for me, right? So as long as you can say, I've done everything that I can do, I've done everything that I can do, I've worked with this person, and at this point, it's not meant to be, then I'm good with it. I'm absolutely good with it. Thank you for that question, by the way. The next one, how do you keep good team members when they've outgrown your company? Interesting. Outgrown my company. So I don't believe that, to be honest with you, because I feel like I hope that you have the type of company that is always willing to push and grow. And I hope that you're willing, if you worked here, you would be required to read a lot of books, attend a lot of seminars, and get incredibly smart, right? So I'm actually pushing you and pulling you and forcing you to get better, better, and better. My intent is not for you to leave my team. My intent is to hopefully help you make us all better and then be able to do some other things that you want to do. But I'm hoping that when you're really good, the point is that your company usually grows with you. So there's new positions, new opportunities. You're able to do more. And so I don't know if I totally drink the Kool-Aid on outgrowing the company. If it happens, and I'm sure it happens from time to time, then hey, you know what? I've done an amazing job. You were here for a time or a season. I bless them, I wish them well, and I go forward. I hope, though, that my first shot would be that I would find somewhere for them within here to keep growing and pushing within the organization. How do you help a new employee understand the culture of your organization? Woo! I have to say, I think that is interesting because, our culture here, and I'm going to do culture in part 3, Be a Leader of Leaders, is all about the culture here at CBH Homes and the culture that I've grown and created and firmly believe in. And I think that, in my opinion, what we do, what I do, is try to do a lot of personality tests and trying to understand and make a pre-decision that they're going to fit within the culture that we have here. Because I have to tell you, if you were to come here, we'd say, you better be passionate, you better be caffeinated, you be hard charging, you better be fast, you better be ready, right? Or we're gonna eat you for breakfast. So I think it's being open upfront in the interview process and letting them meet the team, go out, do different things, is I think that's important, so that there's not that many surprises once they get here. Right? Yeah, there's going to be a few, but try to explain as much as possible up front, and then let them meet other people on the team and let them explain. I love that question, by the way. What's your favorite interview question? Favorite interview question? Well, my favorite interview question, usually I'm going to know a little bit about a person. I'm going to ask you, who are the 5 people you spend the most time with? I need to know that. I need to know kind of who they are, what they do, where their head's at. I'm going to ask you what you do on this, outside of work. What are your hobbies? What do you care about? What you love about it? I kind of need to get a sense of who you are. I'm trying to think what it's. I'm going to ask you about past situations. I'm going to ask you what you loved about your last career or your last job and what you didn't like. And I'll kind of be able to know what kind of person you are, right? Based on how you handle adversity, change, someone you didn't appreciate, someone that wasn't a good fit. I just need to get a feel of your attitude and your responses and your actions. So I know I cheated and I gave you a couple one. We have time for one more. What are a few resources you would recommend to someone looking to gain insight into becoming a better leader? So Google is my friend. I love them. So I literally would go on there and Google Better Leader, and I would see what books come up. I would see what webinars came up. I go every single year to LeaderCast, which is Atlanta. You can stream it live though. You don't have to fly to Atlanta like a freak like I am. And it's all the most amazing leaders. I have seen Nick Saban, Peyton Manning, Rudy Giuliani, Seth Godin, my list, Andy Stanley, John Maxwell. I've seen some of the most amazing leaders all through going to that just one conference once a year, and you can stream it wherever you are. Right now, if you were to ask me, I would tell you to read this book, Extreme Ownership. I am in love, 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 love with this book. And hopefully soon, I will have Be a Leader of Leaders out for all of you, where I will share, this is just kind of a tipping point for me, a starting point, and then I will be able to share all the things that I love. But just go to Google and go to TED Talks, right? Google leadership and start watching all of those videos. How about Success Magazine? Subscribe to that and start reading that, because that's all about leaders. All right, you have to know, I thank you. I'm so glad that you were here tonight. I had the best time with you. I wish you only amazing success. I love you. Thank you. Have a wonderful night.